What's up, y'all? It's your girl Brandy from Stay Snatched, and today we're making pad thai right at home. I've lightened it up just a little bit. It's so easy and delicious. Let's go ahead and get started. We are in the kitchen today and we're making pad thai, and I'm super excited to share this recipe with you guys. I have been asked so many times to share a way to make pad thai and to maybe share some tips on how you can maybe lighten up the recipe, and so that's what I'm doing today. I also want to highlight there are a lot of ingredients here. If you are a pad thai fiend like I am and you really love pad thai, one of the things to note is that it's a dish with a lot of flavor. And when you want a lot of flavor, you can't really skimp on the ingredients. This is an easy dish to make, but you will need quite a few things. But trust me, it is absolutely worth it. So let's do a run through of everything I have here. I'll start with the oil that I'm using. I'm using peanut oil. Pad thai is made with peanuts, and so for me this is a core ingredient because as you're stir frying your veggies and your meat, I've got chicken and shrimp here. Getting that peanut oil flavor in there adds the perfect touch. You can also substitute olive oil, avocado oil if you want, but I've got peanut oil here, and I've got a lot of this on hand because of my air fryer Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches. I love to make those with peanut oil because guess what? Chick-fil-A uses peanut oil too. So this is something that I have on hand, and then I've got some roasted peanuts that I've kind of loosely chopped here, core ingredient. For the noodles, I've got some rice noodles here. I've got some rice noodles here, and I found these in an Asian market. You can also find them on Amazon. One thing I will say is if you're looking to reduce the sugar in this recipe, look for rice noodles that don't have added sugar. Sometimes you'll look at the label and there's a lot of added sugar there, which increases the carbs and increases the calories as well. So you can also order these on Amazon or hit up your favorite local Asian market. Sometimes they're labeled as rice stick noodles, and for this recipe I like the medium size. So if there's a size on there, I say go for medium. Core ingredient that I know I'm going to get a ton of questions about is fish sauce. I don't make any Asian inspired dish without fish sauce. I use this when I make fried rice, sesame chicken, things like that. And so fish sauce is actually fermented fish. And so if you listen to the description, fermented fish, it does not smell good, y'all. Do not try to taste it on its own. It's not meant for that. It's meant to add salty elements of flavor to your food. I can 100% taste the difference when I eliminate this for my recipe. So I say use it. You can substitute it, but I wouldn't. This is something that you can normally find in a standard grocery store, but you can 100% get it on Amazon or get it in an Asian market. This is going to add the salty element that we need for the pad thai. And then for our sweet element, I'm using, typically you can use like brown sugar, but I'm using golden brown monk fruit. This is 0 calorie, 0 carb. It will not spike your blood sugar. So that's what I love about it. But you can also use maple syrup, organic maple syrup if you wish. You can use honey. You can use regular brown sugar or regular sugar. You can use whatever you want, but golden monk fruit is what I love to use. Another ingredient, probably going to get a lot of questions about, is this tamarind paste. This is, to me, one of the core ingredients for pad thai if you want more of an authentic flavor. And so tamarind is a fruit. It's commonly found in places like Africa, Pakistan, India, and it will give it kind of a sweet and sour flavor to the pad thai. So there's 3 different elements that you want in your pad thai. You want it sweet. That's what we have the golden monk fruit for. You want it a little salty, and that's what we have the fish sauce for. And then you want like a sweet and sour flavor. And that's where this tamarind paste comes in handy. I get this off Amazon. Again, also available in Asian markets, but I'll link in the description box where you can grab this on Amazon's only like $4. Pay attention to the ingredients. You want something that's just tamarind or something that's tamarind plus water. I wouldn't get anything that has added sugar because you don't need the added sugar. We've already got our sweetener here. So just pay attention to the ingredient labels. And here's how this tamarind paste looks up close and personal. You can see this texture is pretty thick and rich. Again, this is something that it's available on Amazon. It only costs a few dollars. Definitely grab it. It's going to take your pad thai to the next level. And then I also have some soy sauce here. That's also going to give us just a little bit of salty flavor. Crushed red pepper. The really good thing about making pad thai or making anything at home is that you can control the ingredients. You can control the level of spicy. I use 1 teaspoon of crushed red pepper in this recipe, and to me that results in like medium. If you go to a Thai restaurant, they're gonna ask you, do you want mild, medium, spicy, Thai hot, which is really, really hot usually. And so I am like, I don't want medium, but I don't want super hot. I'm kind of in the middle. So for me, 1 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes will get me there. And you can start low. If you don't really like spicy, start with a 1/4 teaspoon. The great thing about this is you can taste your sauce as you go and adjust. If you want it sweeter, add in more sweetener. If you want it spicier, add in more crushed red pepper. So you can control all of the ingredients. And so I have 2 beaten eggs here. And then I also have, this is just salt and pepper because I do like to salt and pepper my chicken and shrimp before I cook them in the sauce, just to make sure that those meats and those proteins have their own flavor. I have some minced garlic. I have some lime. This is usually used to garnish, and once the dish is finished, you're going to want to drizzle some of that fresh lime on there. It tastes absolutely amazing. Chopped onions, bean sprouts, core to the dish. The dish doesn't really have very many veggies other than these bean sprouts and then these green onions, and they just soak up the sauce along with the rice noodles. Just so amazing, so good. And then this is just water that I add to the sauce. So now that we've gone through all of the ingredients, let's go ahead and get started in making this pad thai. So first you're gonna boil some water in a pot along with a little bit of salt and add 8 ounces of rice noodles. You wanna cook your noodles in accordance with the package instructions. Mine need to cook for 3 minutes. Once those noodles have cooked, I remove them from the pot and I drain them and run them in cold water. And to make our sauce, I'm gonna need 1 tablespoon of soy sauce and 1 tablespoon of fish sauce, 1.5 tablespoons of tamarind paste, 1/3 cup of water, 1/3 cup of brown sweetener, 1 teaspoon of crushed red pepper, and adjust that to taste. I like to serve more crushed pepper on this when it's finished, so I go a little lighter for my taste here. And then you're gonna let that simmer until the sweetener has melted and remove that from the heat. Then add some peanut oil to your pan along with 1/2 pound of shrimp. I like to season the shrimp with salt and pepper here, and then cook those for 3 or 4 minutes, and you're gonna flip them. You don't wanna overcook these, they don't take very long to cook, and you're gonna remove those from the heat and set aside. Then I'm adding a little bit more oil along with 1/2 pound of chicken breasts. I slice these into cubes and I'm adding some salt and pepper here. You're gonna cook that chicken for several minutes until it is fully cooked through, flipping it, and then remove that from the heat. I'm adding a little bit more oil to my pot here along with 1/3 cup of chopped onions. I'm using red onions and 3 minced garlic cloves. You're gonna saute that and kind of deglaze that pan. You're gonna saute that until the onions are translucent and fragrant, and add your rice noodles back to the pan along with your cooked sauce. And then give that a good stir. And you're gonna add in 1 cup of bean sprouts, 2 tablespoons of chopped green onions, 1/4 cup of chopped roasted peanuts, and give that a good stir. And then slide your pad thai to the side so that you can add 2 eggs, and then scramble those eggs along the side of the pad thai and then incorporate the mixture. So you're getting those cooked eggs right in there along with the pad thai. Then add your chicken and shrimp back to the pot. Give everything a good stir. And there you have it, pad thai. And so once the pad thai has finished cooking, I like to garnish it with some fresh lime wedges, a little more bean sprouts, a little more peanuts, and crushed red pepper. The bean sprouts, the extra peanuts, and even the crushed red pepper will just give it a little bit more texture and flavor while you're enjoying that dish. So also keep that in mind for the crushed red pepper. I recommended 1 teaspoon of crushed red pepper, which isn't a lot for 4 servings, but if you're gonna add additional crushed red pepper on top like I do, that's gonna really bring out that medium spice flavor. So you really have to do what's best for you. And I'm just gonna dive in right here. Add me some peanuts on here. So good.